All right, guys, we're taking a look at more of your setups and PCs on the Workhorse Discord channel today. If you can't tell, my voice is a little shot. I kind of lost it over the weekend. I was just screaming for 72 hours straight, just screaming nonstop. And I'm also a little sniffly. I've got like some allergies right now. It's hot here in California, pollen's everywhere. So I'm gonna be a little bit on the rocks for this one, but I'm gonna do my best to give you guys some helpful tips on your various setups and PCs. So let's dive right in, starting with Poncho 78666, AMD 3600, Asus ROG B550 motherboard, Asus GTX 970, upgrade pending. Yeah, you and everybody else, buddy. LPX, 16 gigs of memory, Cooler Master mid-tower case, and EVGA 750 watt PSU. He says he has more pictures, but this is the only one that I see here. Okay, Poncho, wow. Well, clearly you're I was it a 69ers fan? A 49ers fan. You're clearly a 49ers fan. You got a lot of memorabilia. You got a lot of everything, in fact. It's pretty cramped up here, kind of cluttered, literally everywhere you look at this setup. It's kind of a nice desk. I sort of like how there's like this, built-in shelf, and it looks like there's enough room for activities, but you really kind of abused how much room you have here and just crammed every little thing that you can find into it. And I think there's a way to sort of skirt the line here where you can still have a bunch of stuff on display, but make it look a little neater, a little tidier, so that everything's just not just smashed together and it looks like they're all fighting for desk space. Just stuff that probably doesn't need to be out here, like this can of compressed air. There's probably a better spot for that. This can of Bud Light. Do you really need an empty can of Bud Light there? I mean, to each their own, but that should go in a recycling bin. You also have, what are these numbers? Oh, those are Whataburger cards. Those are Whataburger numbers. You stole these from Whataburger, didn't you? I'm less disappointed that you stole these and more disappointed that you eat at Whataburger. In and out for life.
Oh, way down south in the land of traders, rattlesnake.
Cable management leaves something to be desired, I would say. You've got, just random stuff hanging down, like this is an LED strip. You got just like cables hanging down from the very top, even at the very bottom. They're just sort of all over the place. Get some cable channel raceways, put them under your desk, tidy things up, make sure that they're not visible from behind your monitors and that sort of thing. There's just a lot of stuff here. You need to sort of downsize, just clean it out a little bit, and be a bit more selective with the things you actually keep on display. Nice Gamers Nexus mouse mat. Dig that. You could also use a stand for your headset if you don't have one yet. If you cleaned up your desk a lot, you'd probably have plenty of room for one, or you could mount it underneath your desk as well. I always suggest that. Your PC is over here in the corner. Looks like you've got, that Cooler Master case. Can't really see much else about that, but at least it's not on the floor. You got it slightly elevated on this little desk here, or this little stand. So that's good. Only other thing I'll say here is maybe put your monitors closer together. This is just a personal me thing, but I don't like the gap. I don't like the gap between adjacent monitors. It bothers me. I don't even care so much that they're different, different model panels altogether. I get it, It's not realistic for everyone to just buy multiple monitors at once. Usually the way it works is you buy one panel, and when you're ready to upgrade or you have some side cash down the line, you buy a second one, and by that time there's usually a better model. You can afford something a little nicer, so you're not necessarily going to buy the same model that you already have. I get that, but at the very least, close that gap. It's bothering me. It's like every time you look from one monitor to the other, you just have to like stare at a couple inches of your wall. I don't know why it bothers me so much, but it does. Thank you for submitting, Poncho.
Before we continue, this video is brought to you by Blinkist. Now, I've always enjoyed reading books, but I rarely ever have time to pick one up these days, which I realize is a common problem that I think Blinkist solves pretty well. Blinkist is an app that condenses thousands of nonfiction books into just 15 minutes, so you can read or listen to them without the huge time investment. Last week, I started listening to All Work, No Play by Dale Sidebottom, ironically, while I was working. And I was actually surprised by how detailed the summary was for being so short. It was well written too, and for a second I forgot that it was a summary because it felt like I was listening to the full audiobook. So I can say with a high degree of confidence that this is a quality app. It's got 14 million active users, great reviews online, so it's super legit. And right now, the first 100 people to visit the link in my video description will get a 7-day free trial that you can cancel at any time during that period. You'll also get 25% off if you end up wanting the full membership. So follow the link below and give Blinkist a shot today.
Next one we're looking at is PhantomOne. CPU is a Ryzen 7 3700X with a stock cooler, MSI B450 Tomahawk Max, ROG Strix RTX 2060, Corsair iQ 220T Airflow, G-Skill Ripjaws 5, 16 gigs of RAM, Samsung 860 EVO, Edifier speakers, 24-inch curved 144Hz Samsung monitor, Red Dragon keyboard and stuff. This is my first build All right, so, hey, actually, this is a very similar desk to Poncho's, the one we just looked at. But you know what? This is a lot cleaner. This is kind of what I was talking about, Poncho. Take notes on PhantomOne's setup here, because you guys have a very similar desk, and he's got a lot of things on display. You can see that top shelf and stuff. He's got little figurines and snow globes. He's really into snow globes and cars. But it doesn't look super messy, at least at the top here. It's not a perfect setup, and I'll get into that, but this is, you can take a page out of his book on that front. I like these big speakers. They look beastly and powerful. I'm intimidated. You got a single monitor here. It'd be kind of cool if you almost like, I don't know, maybe upgraded to an ultra wide, because you got plenty of margins. You got plenty of room on either side of these speakers. You could put the speakers a little bit outward more and have room for an ultra wide in the middle if you were into that sort of thing. I think it would just fill up that space a lot more. You also have a very clean surface, you know? It's just like a big mouse pad, all the essentials, mouse, keyboard. I would suggest a boom mic or a boom arm for your microphone, just to get that out of the way. And also, like when you're typing or gaming, sometimes like vibration can pick up on the microphone, even with a little tripod. It's just nice to have that boom arm. It really is, especially if you're using that microphone often. You've got cable management to work on. Here's where we get into some critiques more. Your cable management is just like awful down here. It's just a complete rat's nest. You need to do something about that. Again, get something that you can help fix the cables to the bottom of your desk. That comes in handy. It's a really simple fix. Just, you know, might take you like 20-25 minutes to get it all up there. But yeah, do some rewiring. Everything behind your monitor looks okay. I mean, there's a couple cables that could be tidied up, maybe behind your monitor stand, the spine of your monitor stand. I know that's kind of thin, but you could give it a shot. I do see your PC down here. It's definitely lower to the ground than Poncho's was, but at least, again, it's somewhat elevated. This does look like a little nook that's meant for a small PC, so I guess you're using that appropriately. It is kind of a shame that you can't see it, like especially if this case has a tempered glass side panel window or something like that. You kind of want to be able to appreciate it while you're gaming and stuff, just to glance over at it and look at it lovingly once in a while. But, you know, it's better than on the floor completely. Nice gaming chair. I wonder if you ever wanted to go, you know, black and red with this theme. If you already have a black and red chair, if you wanted to sort of just run wild with that color scheme, you could implement some other red and black accents. Well, you already have tons of black on your setup. It's pretty much blacked out at this point. So just a thought if you wanted to drive that home. But overall, pretty clean setup. Definitely room for improvement, but lots of potential. Next up, allergies. Yeah! Creighton 9, Ryzen 9 5900X, RTX 2060 Super, 32 gigs of RAM, Corsair Crystal 570X or Corsair H100i, Bitwit Ensemble, hell yeah, get it boy! Razer Viper Ultimate, Drop Alt, and a custom wood desk, 14 years old, used to edit, day trade, and the odd gaming. 14 years old, like you're 14, or the something on the setup's 14? I think he means he's 14. Okay. Damn, kid. Man, if I had this setup when I was 14, you're living the dream, boy. You've peaked at 14. It's all downhill from here. No, this is a very clean setup, my man. Very, very clean. First of all, your PC is looking absolutely mint. It's kind of hard to see from this distance. I don't think there's any closer pictures, no other pictures, but from here it's looking real good, looking real nice. Cable management in the PC as well as the desk is on point. Everything is looking really clean here. I love your monitor setup. All the bezels are touching. There's no gaps. Thank you for that. What a killer monitor setup you've got here. Quad displays. It looks like the ones on the sides at least are the same model, so I appreciate that. You got two different ones in the middle here, but it all just kind of works. You got a really clean desk surface as well. Just the bare essentials. I like this little tablet here that you got there with the clock. That's kind of cool. And the nanoleaf panels are nice. They add a nice touch of character and flair to the setup, but they're not overdone. You didn't go too crazy with it, and it's not completely taking over your setup, right? It's just an accent piece. You could use a little stand for your controller here. I'm a total hypocrite in everything I say because I don't have a stand for my controller. It's just on my desk as well, but it's something that I do want to get eventually. It's just a quick little thing I should buy on Amazon or something. But I think your desk is already so clean, it would just like be one extra little cherry on top to have a proper dedicated spot for your controller. Nice IKEA desk. Again, the cable management underneath is looking really nice. I like this ergonomic chair. I think this works well for the space. It definitely looks more clean and modern than if you just had like a typical racing chair in here. And I just kind of noticed this wall-mounted display here. I don't know if this is a TV or what. If you use that while you're using this PC, it's kind of an interesting place for it. Like like, because I don't know if are you actually monitoring this while you're sitting at this desk? Because if so, it feels like you'd have to crane your neck a bit. Not sure how ergonomic that would be, but I'm just kind of curious what this is used for. Do you have like a seating area or a couch on the opposite side of your room that you watch this TV at? At any rate, very clean setup. You're the luckiest 14-year-old in the world, and everybody hates you. Thank you for submitting that. Let's move on. Oliver S, Ryzen 5 3600 Sapphire Radeon RX 5600 XT. Let's look at the PC first. Kind of a dark picture here, but all right. So we're talking about like an entry level to mid-range build, and when it's a simplistic build like this, there's not as much that can go wrong as compared to like a really high-end expensive rig, and it looks like you've kind of done all the right moves here. Cable management looks decent enough. You've got your fans oriented the correct way, and everything just looks like it's, you know, the way it's supposed to be. So good job. I'm not sure if this is your first build, but if it is, you did a good job here. And then, you know, there's a lot of room for improvement in terms of just upgrades you can make down the line when you're ready, whether that's upgrading your GPU, whenever that's possible for the rest of us, or upgrading your CPU, you know, getting some RGB in here if you wanted to go crazy with that, sleeved extensions and the whole nine. But nice job on this build. Simple, clean. I'm sure it works great and does the job. Take a look at your desk area. Hey, that's really clean actually. I like this a lot. I like this a lot. First off, where are your cables? Like this is some of the most impressive cable management I've seen in a simple desk setup like this in quite some time. I barely see, like, you know, just the cables coming from your peripherals, but then everything just poof, they go away. So excellent job there. You know, you've even got like a cable channel that's hugging the baseboards around your room. That's a great touch. And this is just a really pleasing setup to look at. Like I feel home, you know, I feel like it's very inviting. I just want to roll up a chair and just, it's very relaxing. The plants definitely, like I said, are doing it for me. I love the plants. The PC is on the floor, it looks like, so I'm gonna knock you for that. You could probably get a little nightstand or whatever, just to elevate it. It doesn't have to be eye level with you or level with the desk, but even if it's just, you know, 6 inches to a foot off the ground, that's gonna help a lot. So it doesn't get so dusty and doesn't just vacuum up all the filth that's lying around your floor. Granted, your floor looks very clean. It looks like you keep your room immaculate, but still, even in the cleanest of households, the floor is generally the dirtiest, dustiest place, and your PC is just constantly sucking all that up when it's very low to the ground. So, nice single panel monitor, looks very modern with the zero bezels. I appreciate the headset stand, nice Pixar lamp that you got here, tablet over there. Yeah, everything just looks really clean, man. You did a really good job. And I love this floating shelf. I'm actually getting ready to install some of these in the office here that look just like this for displaying stuff like you see here. I actually have the same plant. That's IKEA. It's an IKEA plant. It's a good plant. To be honest, apart from lifting your PC off the floor a bit, there's really not a whole lot I would change with this setup. You've done a bang-up job, sir. You should feel very proud. Killswitch 3 PC setup. That's the only context we have here. It's the only information we get, and one picture, but good God. That's a lot of Predator. So you have a 6 monitor setup with 3 PCs. I'm guessing streaming. You have a streaming PC, gaming PC, and some other one that does something else. I'm wondering, you know, which of these monitors are connected to which PCs, but good God, that's a lot of screen real estate. I appreciate this, I respect this, but damn it, there's too much gap. Look at this gap. Gaps everywhere. But wow, what an overwhelming place to be. Sensory overload. Predator's making me uncomfortable slightly. And you got a lot of peripherals here. You got 2 keyboards, of course, because you've got multiple PCs. I wonder if you have a KVM switch as well to control the third one, or maybe the third one's not even, you don't really need to interface with it much. But you've got a lot of, you've got like a whole command control thing going on here. Go XLR, Stream Deck. I'm sure, yeah, I think that's a Stream Deck. Multiple mice, 1, 2, 3, 4 mice. And what's this drink? What are you drinking? What are you drinking there, buddy? Can't really tell. But nice big monitor speakers here on the sides. You got them elevated, so they're boom, hitting you right in the ears. And I could see a PC creeping out here. A little bit of RGB on the RGB fan right there. Looks like you have another monitor here. Good God, this is a pretty intense sort of streaming setup. I would imagine streaming based on all the peripherals and stuff that I see here.
For Roblox.
Really cool setup. I feel like it could look a little bit neater just with how you have everything laid out here. There's a lot of cables, a lot of cable mess, sort of a rat's nest going on behind the monitor. I understand that that's a tall order when you have this many peripherals connected to 3 different PCs to really tidy up the cable management. That sounds like a big task, but you know, it is possible, and if you cared enough, which I guess you care enough if you're submitting a picture of your setup to this Discord, then I think it might be worth it. I think it could really look a little bit more cleaned up and tidy. And I don't know what your monitor situation is, what your plans are for your monitors, if you ever plan to upgrade them or consolidate them. Because in my opinion, I think like if you kept these 3 panels, the triple ones on the bottom row, but then maybe like replace the 3 on top with a single ultra wide, like a super ultra wide, like you know, an Odyssey G9 or something like that. If it was conducive for your setup, you know, you might want 3 separate monitors anyway up here because you have so many different PCs. But if it made sense to just have like 1 super ultra wide and then 3 individual panels below, I think that'd look pretty cool. Yeah, you got some RGB going on here as well. RGB keyboards, RGB behind the desk, and looks like some behind your monitors as well. Overall, pretty intense, serious setup. You are definitely a hardcore streamer, sir, and you've got the hardware to boot. So thank you for submitting. Mike Get. So this is more than just a gamer desk. This is my office in my living room. This is most of my personal storage as well. Okay, so we've got like a trifecta of things going on here. Let's look at the PC first. 5800X, MSI X570 Carbon Wi-Fi, Crucial Ballistics, EVGA XC Ultras 2080s. Ooh, and SLI, I would imagine? Is that what? No, there's only one. There's only one in there, but still, very nice card. Okay, let's take a look at this PC again. Oh, baby. I'm digging the synthwave look. Absolutely, I'm for it. Beautiful system. Cable management's on point. You've got all the bells and whistles here. You even like tied up your hoses, your AIO tubes. Very tidy, nice amount of airflow going through here, I'm sure, with all these fans. They're all oriented in a good way, and you know, even like the stickers on them are facing the right way. Good attention to detail there. Great cable management. I love the sleeve cables as well, the extensions, or they might be full length, who knows. But very nice. I have no complaints on this PC. I dig the fact that you vertically mounted the GPU. It's nice to show off that cooler. I think it's a pretty sweet looking cooler. Let's look at the setup though, so we can sort of see that yes, this is in fact in a living room environment. You've got a couch over there, dining table over here. This is right in between those two. Wow, it's pretty cool. You definitely have a lot of storage here with these cubbies, right? You got a floating cubby here. You got the typical IKEA desk or drawer set here with your PC on top of it, so off the floor. That's good. More cubby storage over here, and let's zoom in a bit further. I like that wall-mounted guitar, by the way. That looks pretty sweet.
Bass.
All right, so things I like about this setup. Looking at it from this angle, first of all, we got to point out the giant elephant in the room, which is this huge ass monitor. I don't know if this is an Odyssey, Samsung, one of those 49 inchers. Woohoo! But this is a really nice monitor that you've got here, and it really fills up the space. It feels like it's perfectly fitted. Any bigger, I feel like it would look a little cramped here, but it just barely makes it. And I love the fact that you've got your LEDs matching the desktop wallpaper. That's great. I wonder if this sensor is one of those sensors that actually matches, or it syncs up the colors on your screen with the LED strip. I think it is. Really awesome application here that you've implemented. I think it just works really well. I'd also like to see you just go full synthwave. Like it looks great in the rainbow mode here, but just to match your PC, if you went full blown, you know, pink and teal. Obviously, I'm a little biased. Or if you went vice versa and then made all the RGB in your system rainbow to match these LEDs and this desktop background, that would be cool too. Cable management looks good from what I can tell. From what I don't see, I don't really see any cables dangling from your monitor. I don't see any under your desk. Yeah, I mean, from here too, like it looks like you cleaned it up really nicely underneath the desk. So good on you there. Here's an even better shot. Yes, so cable management is definitely very tidy here. The only thing is this cable coming down from your headset, but that's just a charging cable, and it's only because your headset's mounted way up high, but that's fine, you know? And there's, I would say the biggest thing here is that it just looks a little bit cluttered on the desk surface area, as well as in some of these cubbies, right? You're using these cubbies for storage, not to display things, not for decor. So it's gonna look a bit more functional and maybe a little less tidy. And that's fine. You have a purpose for this, and you said it's for personal storage, and that's fine. It just doesn't look all that nice and neat. But overall, really cool, very unique setup. Get another shot of it here. Definitely a lot of potential with this one as well. Thank you, Mike. Oh, Frankengun is back. Frankengun, we looked at his setup a while back.
It's just the execution leaves something to be desired.
Between Kyle and Jay, he was also on Jay's channel, I think. I was shamed into improving my desk. Wife is happy about the change as well. So bonus, this was a living room setup, I believe. And wow, what a transformation. This is way better, dude. What an improvement. You totally stepped it up. Like everything from like your tanks are now on display properly. It doesn't look like they're all just smashed together. Oh my gosh, your PC is on the desk now. Heck yeah, I dig it. And you also cut out a monitor. I think you removed a monitor, but it looks a lot cleaner now with these two side by side. And just cable management. I think your oh, you replaced the desk? You got a new desk, I think? I don't have the old picture pulled up right now, but I'm just trying to base off my memory. This looks so much better, dude. Infinitely better. You completely modernized it. I remember you had like a really old kind of like antique looking desk. I'm glad that you kept the Deadpool artwork and stuff, the Reservoir Dogs artwork on the walls. That's awesome. I'm sure your wife is much happier with this setup. I'm sure you are too. Very, very nice job. Very impressed with what you've done with the setup, dude. Thank you for submitting that. DVD player. It's a bit hard to get proper photos because my room's so small, but this loft bed setup has been my main quarantine project. Designed the loft bed myself, fit everything else around it. It's not as well planned out as most other builds go, but I'm happy with how I worked around my space constraints. Plus, it's not easy sourcing stuff in a developing country. CPU is a Ryzen 3600, MSI RX 5700 XT Mech OC. Had to mod it to improve thermals. 250 gig Samsung Evo 860, blah, 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 blah. Modded FSP CMT 340. Replaced the front panel standoffs with longer ones for better airflow. Replaced stock fans with a couple of Inwin Sirius loops. And Snowman T6 Black Edition. Okay, can we look at the PC first? Let me see the PC. Oh, it's kind of a rough photo. Well, actually, you can sort of make it out. It's not the most dead-on, you know, centered photo, but that's fine. It looks pretty good. Cable management looks good. Got some sleeve cables here. Nice RGB. Are these the Moonlight PC cooler fans? If they are, I love those. Looks really good, man. From what I can see, you've put together a proper PC. And let's take a look at this custom bed loft setup from afar first. That's a really nice looking loft bed. You made that yourself? That's really nice, man. That's impressive. I could never build something like that and make it look that clean. Definitely nice to see you working with your space constraints, like you said, if this is where you sleep and your room is really tiny. This looks like a really comfortable place to be though, despite the compact size of things. And down here, wow, look at this fancy. You've got like the ring lighting around the ceiling of your loft bed, which is really cool. What a nice touch. What a really nice touch. This is pretty clean, man. It looks cozy, you know, I'm digging it. I love the aftermarket stand that you've got for your monitor. Looks really clean. Cable management is pretty good as well. There's nothing really under your desk. Well, you've got this like hanging extension cord that looks a little funky. You could maybe tidy that up. But everything else looks pretty good. You know, you've got a lot of stuff on your desk, but it's not too much. I shouldn't say a lot. You know, it's actually not too bad. You've got this little statue, you know, got some flair, add some character. You've got some handy hooks for some headsets over here. You got a picture with the room lights off. Ooh, yeah, look at that. I like the orange light over here too. That's looking pretty good. Got the orange and the white and the blue, and it's kind of matching your desktop background. Mint brah, super mint. Digging it. Gene, there's either Gene or Sean, depending on where you live and stuff. Case swap tomorrow, so new pick soon. Okay, we'll look at this for now. Whoa, this setup is such a vibe. This is such a vibe. Look at these windows. Where do you live? A rainforest? Do you live in a greenhouse? This is awesome. Like it just feels so open and relaxing. You're like kind of connected with nature, but not really. You're still protected from the elements. What a great view. A nice corner of the house to be in for sure. I'm digging this wallpaper. It actually matches like your surroundings. It matches like the outdoors. And you got plenty of plants indoors as well, kind of bleeding the indoor and outdoor experience. Nice PC from what I can tell. You got some Lianli streamer cables, which aren't lit up. Why is that? You got some orange in here, orange RGB as well. It's looking pretty good overall. Maybe a little cluttered, more cluttered for my liking, but I think it still looks good. You could use a headset holder if you don't already have one. And you're a streamer? Are you a streamer? Because you got a microphone here on a boom arm. I don't see a webcam. I don't think that's not a webcam. What the heck is this? Is this like RGB light? What is this? Maybe it is a webcam and you just like pointing it at the very top of your head. But overall, yeah, I wish there were, let me see if there's another picture that you sent. Here we go, we found it. Ooh, yeah, okay, you went with an 011D and looks like you like swapped out pretty much everything in your PC as well. Like the orange fans are gone. Went with a totally different, sort of a blacked out vibe here, although we don't see the PC on, so we can't be sure. You changed the desktop background, which, you know, kind of sad to see the old one go. This one's definitely a lot less busy, so you can see any desktop icons if you ever did have any. Looks like you keep it pretty clean though. And this wallpaper still works well as also, you know, you got sort of like a plant. Are these supposed to be plants? That's where my mind wants to go because you've just got so much other greenery around. Looks great. Looks like the rest of your desk hasn't changed much. I like this turntable here, very vintage. Dude, this is a really sweet setup. I do wish there were more pictures at different angles of this setup and maybe even like a wider shot to see more of what's around. But overall, from this view, it looks really nice, and I'm kind of jealous of that view out your windows. All that glass, tempered glass side panels on your room. Pretty sweet, man. All right, that's gonna do it for Discord setups for today. Thank you guys so much for submitting. We'll do this again live on the Workhorse Twitch channel very soon, maybe sometime this week. You guys can follow me there. I'll put an invite link in the description video, or in the video description below. And yeah, I'm gonna go blow my nose for the next hour and a half because I'm feeling pretty crappy at this point. Hopefully I don't have the COVID. Oh God, knock on wood. But guys, thank you so much for watching this video. As always, toss a like on it if you enjoyed it. It helps a lot. And subscribe to the channel for more tech content coming at you really soon. Have a good one, guys. I will see y'all in the next video. Disgusting. I feel so gross. Okay, goodbye.